I'm no expert at building in Minecraft. Let's be real. Just look at this mess. I've been playing Minecraft since the days of the Nether Reactor core, but one thing I never really got into, or good at, is building. Still, we've all had that dream. Hopping out with friends, building a massive city, and making it the coolest thing ever. Of course, that dream never actually happens, but maybe it could if I actually took building seriously. Let's be honest, survival gets pretty boring without friends to play with, but building, that's something you can do solo. So here's the question, how do you go from this to Hermitcraft level? Well, let's start with the basics. What's the first thing every builder prioritizes? A base or a house, right? So that's where we'll begin. For the next 30 days, I'll focus on building and improving houses to see if I can become the next Hermitcrafter. I won't, but it's still worth it. I will be doing this journey in creative mode, and if that surprises you, I'm a beginner at building. Like, did you listen to anything I said? One house at a time, one day at a time. Let's see if it's possible to go from noob to pro to hacker in 30 days. Day 1, I had to take inspiration somewhere. I told myself I wasn't going to look up tutorials or copy builds, so I looked at what I had near me. A village. How well can I recreate a village, you may ask? Not good. Yeah, it's not great. Listen, it's my first house, alright? Never built a roof before. I didn't bother with size. Size doesn't matter. It may not be a lot for a day, but this was a learning experience. For day 2 and 3, I took the same village aesthetic and made it better. Or at least I tried to. I really just made the shape of the house more complex, and by complex, I mean I added 3 walls. And for the third house, I added depth to the walls, which is by far the most important part of house design. Listen, if you want to make a good house, you gotta make your build stand out. And there's 2 ways you could do that. Depth and diamond blocks.
Oh, this is very nice. We gotta get this framed.
But we're mainly looking at depth. You see, Minecraft gives you many versions of one block, and you can include those around your house for a complex but satisfying design. If done right, it'll look good. Alright? No one wants to see a boring wall. They want to see a great wall. Now, this doesn't look that great. In fact, it's pretty bad. All I did was add logs around corners and place stairs on the top to add some texture. And it won't give me a hermit crab, but let's ignore that. This was also my first attempt at a good roof, but that backfired quickly. Don't ask me what this is, man. Roofs make me sad. On the bright side, I got better on day 4. I made sure to ditch the village theme and branch out to some other concepts. And I decided to go for a simple cozy wood cabin, also a better roof. I felt pretty good about this house, honestly, and I could see myself getting better. For now though, I'm just experimenting with ideas. Day 5 wasn't as satisfying as day 4. Hear me out when I say this, but cobblestone is not a good building block. Alright, I tried to make some stone themed houses, but it looks trash. Using stone bricks did not really help either because the entire house is just one color. With the other houses I built, there are different shades of brown, but when it comes to stone, it's all gray. At least for this house, I think the walls look pretty good. Really, instead of a house, it looked more like some medieval buildings, so I'm not really complaining. Day 6 was a complete crash out. You're probably wondering, like, what the hell you're looking at? Well, it's my first attempt at a modern house, and I gave up halfway through. Like, it actually went horrible. Clearly, going from an imagination to actually a physical build is a rough transition. My interpretation of a modern house was a slick, simple shade with some depth, but not as much compared to other houses. But for some reason, I just couldn't pull it off. And I spent like 40 minutes trying to plan this out before I just logged off for the day. Alright, I quit. Y'all might not even count this as a house because I didn't finish it. But like, day 7 was redemption, alright? Boom. Like I said, size don't matter, bro. This was much easier to pull off, obviously because it's smaller, but it wasn't a jump in difficulty. The reason I failed to make a modern house last time was mainly because I tried to make it into some massive mansion, but I didn't have the skills yet. See, that's a build for another day. But this smaller modern house, I think, encapsulates what a modern house is. And I think it's done pretty well. I got the white walls with the gray borders, or whatever you want to call these things. I even got leaves. I mean, this is perfect. Now, you guys are probably complaining, saying it's too small for a house. But modern houses aren't typically that big. In fact, this is probably like 1.2 mil in LA, so say what you want, but I think I'll win here. Now is a good time to introduce you to my favorite Minecraft block. Stripped oak logs, or really any type of stripped wood. But oh my, this block is perfect for houses. Here's the house for day 8, and if you look closely, you can see that I use stripped oak wood a lot. It goes against what I said about how there can't just be one color for a house, but I think the leaves I added, as well as the trapdoors, added some small contrast. I'm pretty proud about this house. And like all good things, it goes crashing down, because on day 9, I built whatever this is. Not as bad as the modern house, but it was another failed attempt at building a stone house. So I wanted to see what I did wrong. After doing some research, I never really found any good stone houses. Not trying to diss any builders out there, you know, if you got some good ones, show me. But really, a lot of them use stone and wood as a combination. So pulling a stone only build would always be bad. I did like the stone idea, however, because it made it look like an abandoned building. This house may not fully illustrate that, but day 10, I took this stone idea to a new level, an abandoned castle. I guess that can't really be considered a castle, but you know, it's got the thing. I like the structure of it, and it does have the depth that it needs to stand out, but still, I'm not a fan of the stone theme. So unfortunately, I packed it up and did something else the next day. Let's have a look at day 11. A small wood house, but it looks cozy. Obviously, I had to use a strip wood, but I kind of don't know what to do to give the window depth. Usually I add stairs below or above them, but they take up a large amount of space. Day 12 is basically day 11's house, but much better. There's this cool design I added to the wall with the stair, and also added leaves. Really, the only thing I'm not a fan of is still the roof. For day 13, 14, and 15, I tried something new for each. Cherry tree house, what we thinking? The roof of this is unique, and I like the way the bottom half looks. The top half though, it's kinda awkward. Day 14, I used bamboo wood. It doesn't hit as hard. In fact, it doesn't hit hard at all. And day 15 was just a small, deep slate house, which is inspired by PewDiePie's Minecraft hardcore base, and it doesn't look that bad, but you know, it's just small. But now it's time to get serious. These houses for the past 2 weeks are, you know, they're alright, you know. I'm getting better, but we gotta have to start locking in. Now that I've developed skills in depth, structure, and block design, I have what it takes to build a master base. Also, if you're watching this and you like some of the houses, why not sub? You know, trying to get to 10K this year. And I got some cool videos planned, just ignore the upload schedule. Please. The next house I built on day 16 was much more neat in my opinion, a much more creative shape too, and the colors contrast well, although the roof was for some reason too difficult for my small brain. Don't worry, this roof design is the best it's gonna get. Alright, yeah, I still suck at it. I don't know I don't know what's going on. Day 17, I continued the wood house trend. It's like the first couple days all over again. The shape remained the same a little bit, but it was larger. The only thing I do not like about this house is I kind of feel there's too much texture in the wall, but I like that it's all different shades of brown. And hey, it's day 18. I built another wood house. Not as good as day 17, but I like it. And I've basically mastered wood houses. You guys are probably sick of seeing them too, so you know. And master is a bit of a stretch, but I feel pretty good about them. You know what I don't feel good at? Modern houses. Okay, so here's day 19, and I'm building my first modern house in like 12 days. Due to my failures, I learned a better way to build a modern house, built some random shape, and then add a deck. And don't forget leaves and water, and maybe some gray stripes. There was not really any plan for this house. Modern houses are just some abstract shapes I make with a slick design. I mean, what do you guys think of this? It's probably the best one I've made so far. And have you ever seen a tree for a house? Yep, you can tell me I'm running out of ideas. Alright, this is day 20. But honestly, it ends up looking like a mushroom, so don't talk trash, because none of y'all can do this. I guarantee none of y'all can do this. And now we're in the final 10 days. I tried my best to show the best of my learnings, and I was going to go all out. Started with day 21, and I'm not going to lie, this house kind of looks familiar. Hey, you want to see how good I am at wood houses? Well, here's house 22. Even though there is no second story, my favorite part is the complex shaping. You know, it looks pretty unique, and the stripped logs go well with the planks. And yeah, I did take inspiration from that one house. Day 23, I went back in time to the village theme, and I decided to finalize that design. Nothing much for this day. It's not that bad, but you know, villages suck, so it's not my favorite house. In day 24, I recreated the old cherry house, and wow, pretty proud of this one. Reminds me of a woodland mansion, but peaceful, and I like that. I love the arch I added above the door. It's a good recreation of the previous house, and it might be my favorite. Day 25 was another recreation, kind of. There wasn't really a modern house recreation, though it may look like that. I got inspiration from the White House, don't ask, but it probably does follow the definition of a modern house since it's clean and also has water and leaves. Alright, that's all that matters. And not gonna lie, I was on a generational run these last houses. I was locked in. Day 26, I was thinking about Mario Bros, so I built a castle theme, kinda. It's really just lava surrounded some nether fortress-esque build. Also, I did get more inspiration from that one PewDiePie hardcore base, and it's definitely not better than it, but you know, I tried. The nether brick and the red nether brick did not really go that well as I thought, but from a distance, it looks evil. Day 27, I think I got pretty creative with that one, and can we even call it as a house? It's just an abandoned house on some floating islands. You know, it reminds me of the Phil's a Hardcore world, you know. The only difference between that and this is that I was in creative, and it's like 100 times smaller. I don't know, I mean, day 1 I couldn't do this, so I'm improved. And day 28 was the final modern house. Listen, I like them, what can I say? It might be my favorite theme. Do I really need to explain this? Like, I made it more complex, more shapes, and more fun. Alright, banger. And as the challenge comes to an end, I gotta say I'm pretty proud of what I built. Some of the houses suck, but others are good. And others are some that I didn't even think I could build. Like day 29, I experimented with one more thing before I called it quits. This is some nether type base you'd see in I don't know, a dainty damn hardcore video. And now for day 30. I didn't make it a crazy house, but I had a neat idea. Yeah, it's odd, I guess. But it's not about this one house. It's all about the growth from the first to the last. I don't know. I didn't become an expert or a hermit crafter, but maybe this video can inspire you to go out and build and become the next hermit crafter. I mean, this game has craft in the name for a reason, and it's not just about items, but ideas from your head that you can put into the game. And low-key, Minecraft building is just fun. Like, if you don't have friends, you can just build for a couple minutes. And if you like seeing this video, maybe I'll go for learning for 100 days, because honestly, this is pretty fun to do, and I like improving at Minecraft. You know, because I'm not good at it. All right, let's be real. But these videos, you know, they help me improve, and it gives me a challenge. But, you know, it's not like those stupid Mr. Beast chat. No. This is like, it's just a wholesome video. So thank you guys for watching. Subscribe. I'm going to see y'all later.